Hey everyone, so today's topic is math and Seesaw. We're going to take a look at some examples of how my students have used Seesaw in the classroom for math. Um, and a lot of times teachers just don't know where to start, or they don't feel like they're very techy, and they see other teachers app smashing, sharing from other apps, that sort of thing. And they get a little intimidated or overwhelmed. So I wanted to show you guys a few things that were super easy where you could start. So here on the screen is my class from this last year. And what we did was we were writing word problems. So my students just took a piece of paper and a pencil, not techy at all, and they wrote a word problem. So after lots of practice, they wrote out these word problems, and when they were ready, they raised their hand and I checked their work before they were able to post it onto Seesaw. So they had to have a word problem that had a problem that could be answered. It had to make sense. It needed to be something that could be easily read, because they were going to post it on Seesaw. And then their classmates had to answer at least 3 of their classmates' word problems that were made. So they're posting and then they're answering. So here on the first one, you can see the piece of paper says Mr. Merkley has 48 pencils. He split them evenly, between 6 students. How many does each student get? So this was written by another student, and what Cameron did was she clicked on the 3 dots, and again, as students, they only see the copy and edit option. They don't see anything else. So she clicked on the copy and edit button, which allowed her to add drawing to this item. So she wrote out the problem and wrote out her sentence for the answer. So here is Cameron's that she wrote. As you can see, it's blank at the bottom, waiting for somebody to answer it. So she wrote it out, and if I was going to answer hers, I would click on the 3 dots, copy and edit. So now it gives me some options on the bottom. I can add audio to it with the microphone. I can add a drawing with the pencil, or I can add text. So I asked them to pick the pencil. They can choose whatever color they want to. And yes, at first it can be a tad distracting, but choice is always better than no choice. Trust me. They think it's awesome. And just because they get to do their math in blue or pink or whatever their favorite color is, it's just makes it that much more engaging. So she has 24 pieces of candy, and you can write that down. So they split them evenly, so there's 4 girls, so we're dividing by 4 equals 6, and then you can have them either they can record, see the record button there, they can record their voice while they're drawing to explain what they're doing. They can write out the sentence with the crayon, or they can write out the sentence with text. So each student gets 6. Sorry, it's still early in the morning. There we go. So now it shows up along the bottom, and they have their problem and their answer, and they can click check mark. Now it allows them to put it into their own journal. So yes, it was Cameron's question, but I'm the one who answered it. So I'm going to put it into my own journal, and it's going to upload, and that's it. So when I'm checking students' work, I expect to see their own blank math problem that they wrote, and then 3 others that they answered. So let's see, let's go back to Cameron's math. So I made folders, and one of the folders is math. So I can easily find my students' math work or reading work or fluency work by clicking on their portfolio and then clicking on the math folder. So it organizes their work for me. So if we scroll down here, another student actually wrote it out on their desk with their whiteboard pen. That was totally fine. Another student wrote it or typed it into the notes section of Seesaw after they wrote it on a piece of paper, and I told them that was fine. Down here, this is one way that I know some people want to use worksheets or PDFs, or this was kind of an impromptu. We had extra time, and so I wrote out a bunch of questions real quick and took a picture. And I put it in our math dummy student right there. And the students, all they had to do was push the 3 dots, push copy and edit, and add their writing to it. So the pink is her answers, and the rest of it was mine. So it's really low-tech way of saving paper, saving time at the copy machine. I hardly ever go to the copy machine anymore. It's amazing. Because of this, and then also because I'm teaching differently. Like, our projects that we do not require worksheets. But sometimes it's important to have some practice. So there's some different ways. Here is an example of her using the whiteboard or drawing option to show her learning. And then she also spoke while she was drawing. Here's another example of that. So these are really easy ways to get started in math without making it super techy, but also engaging students, getting them on their devices, and just making the workflow for you a lot more simple.